This packet of seeds cost almost $5, but this one pepper has enough seeds in it to keep us in jalapeno peppers for the next 10 years in my garden. Today, we're gonna talk about how to save seeds from peppers so that you can save a whole lot of money. Hey Provident gardeners, welcome to my bountiful pepper harvest. We got a freeze warning last night, which meant we needed to harvest as many peppers as we could and bring them in to save them from the frost. Now, the first thing that I do with this many peppers is to save the seeds. Why would I want to do that? Well, because it's free. I will pay so much money for a packet of seeds, up to $5. In fact, I spent $12, because I'm a little bit crazy, on one of the packages of seeds that I bought this last year. But it's an investment. I only have to do that one time if I purchase open pollinated heirloom varieties, which is what I like to do. Free is good. But another one of the reasons why I love harvesting my own seeds is because I can adapt varieties for my particular garden, my particular climate. I can close the loop so that I can be more self-reliant and I don't have to depend on anyone else to provide the seeds. There was a huge issue a few years ago with pepper seeds and they'd gotten all mixed up, and it just kind of shows us how fragile our seed supply is and what a great advantage you have if you learn to save your own seeds. It's super easy. And this also enables me to share seeds with anybody that I want to, because seed math is a lot of fun. I want to make a little pitch for Joseph Lofthouse book, Landrace Gardening. He is amazing and he has done a lot of work in being able to teach us how to not get so uptight about saving seeds and how to save them and make it so that you can have a better garden every single year. So I would definitely recommend Joseph's book. I should tell you that pepper seeds generally are viable for 2 to 5 years. And so every year the rate of germination goes down. So by saving your own seeds, you're just this perpetual seed bank and you always have fresh seeds. When you go to decide which fruit to save the seeds from, which pepper, you really want to look at it. You want to get what you think is the most beautiful piece of fruit, the one that tastes the best, any characteristics that you want to go to the next generation. Amanda, she's amazing. In fact, she started most of these pepper plants for me this year, so thanks to Amanda. But we were camping and she had brought some red peppers. It was one that looked like this, and I just started chewing on it. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. It was absolutely gorgeous. So what did I do? I saved all the seeds out of it in a little plastic bag that we had left over from something until I could get it home and dry them appropriately. Because with something that had that good of flavor, I want to make sure that I can have that year after year after year. So select the right one. If you're saving bell pepper seeds, you want to make sure that it's already changed color. It needs to be red, yellow. In fact, see this one, how it has a little bit of green on it still? I wouldn't use that one. Or fully orange. You do not want to save seeds from green bell peppers. They're not ready yet. You're going to have a much better flavor if it's already turned. These are some chocolate bell peppers, and this one will be good. I don't like the shape quite as much. I would probably save it from this one. But just select the very best one and the very most ripe. And it's okay if it's a little bit overly ripe. With jalapeños, you're going to want to wait till they turn all the way red before you save it. Now, these poblanos, you're going to want to, as dark as possible. This one's turned red. It hasn't turned quite black. I did save poblanos from a few earlier this year that I had gotten where I found that perfect pepper and I'm like, you're the one I'm going to save. But I'll go ahead and save some of these from what I think is the best poblano here. The next thing you want to look for is you want to save from the best plant. I don't want to save seeds from a diseased plant. I want to make sure that the plant has the most vigor, the best flavor, everything that I can, because it's kind of a natural selection process where I'm going to save the best performing in order to ensure that year after year my garden continually improves. Now let's talk a little bit about cross-pollination. Yes, peppers can cross-pollinate, and it's possible that this pepper that you think is a sweet pepper could be a hot sweet pepper, depending on cross-pollination. So the first year, you don't have to worry about it. Like this, a sweet pepper is gonna be a sweet pepper. In order to cross-pollinate, they have to come from the same family. Most of the ones that I have planted are Capsicum annuum, which are the bell peppers and the jalapeños and the poblanos. Most of what I have is all going to cross-pollinate. So I have to be kind of careful. So what I do is generally I plant my sweet peppers. I have two gardens. I plant my sweet peppers in one, and I plant my hot peppers in my kitchen garden. Generally, they say you need 300 feet to up to 1,600 feet to prevent cross-pollination. So far, I haven't had a problem with it. And sometimes I'm willing to just take my surprises, right? If I get something that's a little bit different, it's just kind of fun. Now, I don't want my bell peppers to be hot. I want them to be sweet, and that's why I separate them. You can separate them with netting, some kind of a physical barrier, or only choose to plant one variety. But I love my variety. But I definitely don't want my cayenne cross-pollinating with this. Therefore, I plant them in separate gardens. But when it comes to peppers and saving seeds, I just kind of embrace the adventure. I think it's cool. We should establish peppers self-pollinate. They don't really need pollinators. However, if a bee lands on one, and then if a bee lands on my cayenne pepper, and then lands on my bell pepper, I might have a problem. Well, or an adventure, I guess. An adventure. And now it's time to get to work and save some seeds. Okay, let's talk seed saving. So what I did is I took what I felt was the very best of each of the ones that I wanted to save, and there are some I don't want to save because I don't use them as often. But like this one is one of my favorites. And what I would do is I just cut it around and open it up. Now, you have all of these gorgeous seeds. Because we're using the most mature fruit, sometimes these seeds will have gotten a little bit old. And if they're dark or broken or look at all diseased, I wouldn't save them. But super easy. Now, the thing you're gonna have to be super careful of here is mixing up the seeds. So I will put these seeds away before I start the next one. There's hundreds of seeds in here. Now I'm gonna process this, right? We're gonna be taking care of all of these. So here are my seeds. Now, if you want, you can just leave these seeds on the plate, put them someplace where they can dry, move them around a little bit. I would always leave them marked. I think that's super important, but that's not how I do it. I love these little bags. I use them for all kinds of things, but one of the things that I love to do is dry the seeds in them. So I've got the paper. It shows that these are sweet red bell pepper and the date. Now, I'm just gonna slide all these seeds right into here. You want plenty of airflow and you want them not to be in direct light. I'm really blessed to have a front porch that's shaded. And so I can just take these bags and clip them all on this carousel. This carousel is just it's meant for hanging laundry, right? But it's perfect because these bags get plenty of airflow. And in a week or two, I'll just come take these bags down and then I will package them for storage. Now let's go figure out how we do that. Now remember, you don't have to have a little turn thing like I do. This is just the way that I like to do it because it enables me to stay incredibly organized without having plates of seeds all over the place. But you can totally just put them on a plate, put them someplace nice and dry, and let them dry like that. Now, so these are poblano seeds. And if you use the Post-it notes, they do stick to them. Silly me. These bags, I kind of flip it here because if I don't, sometimes the seeds will hang up on there, and then just turn them out. I think that this is the easiest. Now, to test to see if the seeds are ready, they should be dry enough that they break. Oh, perfect. So this one's poblano. I'm just gonna dump it right in my little seed bag. Lick it shut. I made sure it's labeled. Labeling is the biggest thing for me because so often I will think I will remember and I won't. So make sure that you do. Now, for me, when I store my seeds, I have organizers that I store them in. This poblano pepper will just go right in here. It's dated, it's ready to store. And awesome, how easy was that, right? Super easy, saves a ton of money, and it will definitely help you to be able to year after year have better garden because those seeds will adapt to your climate and you'll pick whatever ones you like that one that I had, whatever tastes just amazing. That's the one that you save the seeds from. You don't have to wait till the end of the harvest like I just did, but you know, now it's kind of a do or die kind of time. So I needed to do that. But think about saving your own seeds. It is super easy. Grow a garden. Don't be afraid to get some dirt under your fingernails and turn that dirt into dinner because you will eat so well. And there's something incredibly satisfying about growing your own food and taking it from your backyard to your table. Hey, thanks for joining me in my garden.